Action. Well, it's time to do another video of how many lawnmowers I got. Here's the 1996 MTD. Did a video of it just a few moments ago. And still need to do work on it. Gotta get the old gas drain out of there. Gosh, need to breathe. And it should run great. I mean, I tried to fire it up earlier. It fired right up and then it would die. And self-propel worked too. Turned it on just in time before it shut off. And the 1999 Murray with the 12 horse industrial commercial Briggs. Still need to get the tires back on the beads. And got to get a fuel filter for it. And then we'll go from there. I know it's getting sparked because I poured a little gas into the carburetor, into the air cleaner, and fired right up, and then it died. Well, I knew the gas was bad anyways. Figured I'd drain it and clean the carburetor bowl out. That's what I did, and it looked like gunk. Looked like gel, I mean. But we'll see. The 2007 Husqvarna still runs awesome. Did a big backfire earlier. It scared the crap out of me. Yep, 3-inch cut, 15.5 horsepower brakes and Stratton overhead valve, and hydrostatic transmission. And the Sears Craftsman trimmer on wheels. It runs great. I haven't fired up in a while, but it was ran earlier today. And yeah, it's a 2008. Glad it still runs great because I also fired it up earlier too. Because for some reason it don't shut off when you pull the throttle cable all the way back. You got to push this thing right here, the lever that controls the throttle, and it will shut itself off. And I thought, nah, no big deal. That's easy. Now the 2005 Husqvarna still runs and drives awesome, but been having some clutch issues for the blade engagement. It keeps cutting out. Bet some of you seen that on my other videos. Well, my grandpa found the problem and the wire was just coming loose. So he put it back on. I ran it there on a job site that grandpa and I were on. It was doing a lot better. It cut out, I think, only twice. But other than that, it did a lot better though. Yeah, still got that big old V-twin Briggs and Stratton, 24 horsepower, 48-inch cut, hydrostatic transmission. It's awesome. It's a beast. It's a tank. Well, the 1990 Coast to Coast, it still runs great, but we're having a little problem. The driveline went out on me the other day. And I found out why. Because whoever worked on this there at the repair shop must have took the pulley off and put it back on wrong, because it's crooked. The front end of it is kind of leaning up, and it's sliced into the battery. And I'm surprised the previous owner is lucky to have his legs. It could have blew up on him and blew his legs off, because I heard about those batteries exploding before. That's scary. I know the engine still runs though. 12 horse industrial commercial Briggs and Stratton. One of my favorite engines of all time. Excuse me. I'm going sinuses keep plugging up so much I can't talk straight. But other than that, yeah, the main reason why you give it up because it kept popping the gears. So I took the panel off, which was originally right here, but I took it out, put it on the shelf, and it shifts a lot easier now. 7-speed. Yep, just like the red one. And it's also it looks exactly like the rust bucket coast to coast I had last year that I did the engine swap on the 94 Sears, which you see here in a little bit. The 1982 Sensation. Well, I tried to get it running, but it has no spark whatsoever. I was checking the spark before I even added any gas in this thing yet. For the first time in, I think the owner said 5 or 6 years. Yeah, it's got the old school pull start, I got to take the flywheel off just to see if it's got any points, which I believe they do, because a lot of these old engines have points. So, hope I can check it and go from there. Well, here's the 1990 M2D, the red one. Not a lucky SOB. It's done for. I ended up pulling the motor off. The motor's still good even after all those hard revs. Still never burns any oil. I always change the oil whenever the oil got really dark. And the transaxle's still good, but I'm hoping I can pull it off before I scrap the whole thing. Save the solenoid and save the front tires, even though they're bald. But the rest will be scrapped. It'll have to go. I got the trash can lid here. So I was doing some cleaning up. Looks a lot better here. There's the 96 Murray. I pulled the motor back off and took the handle off. I might just scrap that too. So I might put the motor on something better. The handle's being used on the pulling deck, which you'll see here in a few. So, yep, those Murrays have really thin decks. Bunch of other scrap too. Cleaning an old electric cart. Here's the trash can. The 1991 Sears Craftsman self-propelled push mower. That thing's not so lucky. It's all rotted. Wheels are all seized. And I think the motor might be seized too. I think the whole thing is just going to be scrapped. I mean, it's not worth saving anything on it. It's too bad. Would have been an awesome mower if it didn't go to you-know-where. And the 80s Sears. I look at the serial number on the grass catcher holder, and I think this thing appeared to be in 1989. The transaxle's shot. I can't even move the shifter, and it's got a Tecumseh motor, 12 horse overhead valve. I haven't got a chance to work on it yet, but I was thinking about just use it as a winter project. So it's in good shape though. It's got the black Craftsman logo there in the back. And the 1985 snapper. I just don't want to work on it anymore. I'm just getting fed up with it. And it's just sitting back here. I'm going to donate it to the auto shop. The Forks High School auto shop there downtown. So this thing's going to go bye-bye real soon. It could be tomorrow. But it's unbelievable. Took this thing for a drive, then the driveline went out. I found out those things are a lot easy to fix. I mean, real easy to fix. All it is a little key, kind of like using the flywheel, except it's not aluminum, it's steel. But that's okay. I got too many riders to work on anyways. At least I worked on this. But too bad a lot of hours went down the drain when that driveline went completely out. Sucks. Here's the 1990 Sears parts mower. I'm gonna part out, but I'm thinking about just doing the engine swap and just horse around with it and then take it apart. But I want to test the transaxle, see if it's gonna be tough enough to go into the mid 80s Sears. I'm thinking about putting that on there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. You never know, it could change right out of the blue. And the zero turn. It was built in 2008. I thought it was a 2009, but nope, it's an 08. Even though it's almost 500 hours, Grandpa really put a lot of hours on it, but it still runs awesome, not even burning oil. Been well maintained, and the back right tire is about ready to be changed. It's getting close to being bald. Still got plenty of tread left though. Yep, 24 horse Kohler V-twin. And my Husqvarna push mower, I thought this thing was an 07, but it turned out to be a 2006. It's almost a 2007. It was built right before Christmas of 2006. Still runs great. It's nice and quiet. OHC, so that means overhead cam. Honda motor. Really good engine, but I wish I had a Kohler. Well, here's the 94 Sears. It still runs great. I just haven't fired it up in a while because I give it the oil change and then I only poured a little bit in and then ran out of oil, and I ran out of time to put any fresh oil in it. So I poured a little bit of more oil in it, and I can able to turn that key because I don't want to fry the motor. Motor's not original. It was off of that rust bucket coast to coast. I know some of you might already know that, but just in case if you don't, well, now you know. Headlights don't work either. Brakes don't even work on it either. 5-speed, 3-inch cut, and of course the pulley's busted on the right side because I hit a stump. Hit it so hard it even killed the motor instantly. Sucks. And here's Dark Horse. I was guessing it was a 95 when I got it for free, and I was right. It is a 95. Because I was looking at the first half of the serial number. It said 062195B. So that told me that was a 95. I even asked the guys at the Sears Roebuck store just to be sure, and yep, I was right. The first half of the serial number is the manufacturing date, so it is a 95. Still haven't got it run yet. Still having some electrical problems. I'm hoping it's just a solenoid, but I don't know. I'm not an electrician, so I don't know which wire could be bad if it's not the solenoid or anything that I might be familiar with. But it's not getting spark either, so I'm hoping I can fix that problem. And the DR trimmer with that 6 horsepower industrial commercial Tecumseh. I haven't fired that thing up in ages. I might as well fire it up because if you let those Tecumseh sit, you'll have a hard time getting them running because they hate sitting. But this one, you can let this thing sit for a long time and it'll still fire right up. Sometimes you'll have to prime it again. It'll fire up and die at least a couple times. Just depends. And then it'll fire it right back up again and then stay running. So that's pretty much the best Tecumseh I ever seen. But last time I ran it, ran great. And here's the 1989 Snapper self-propelled push mower. I haven't ran that thing in a long time. I still need a throttle cable for it. Did some carburetor work too. Yeah, I need a spark plug too because I don't have one in there. I mean, the last time I ran it, ran great too. It was hard to start. But I pulled the carburetor bolt off a few months ago and it was just dirty. I think that was why. But ran great the last time. And the yard man, I asked Jerry if it was an '08 and he said yes. I got that for free from him there in 2009, in the fall of 2009. That was amazing because this thing's like almost brand new. He gave it to me for free, and all because of a leaking head. All because it leaked oil from the head there. Hoping it's just a gasket, because if it's just a gasket, I might just sell it. I don't know, I'm thinking about swapping the motors and put a 6 horsepower Briggs & Stratton on there, because one of my relatives needs a lawnmower. And I might just swap the motors and then give it to him. The only thing I have to remove is the choke cable, because we won't need it. And the 1988 Lawn Chief. Still haven't tuned that thing up yet after getting it the day before my birthday of this year, 2011. The motor might be still good. I'm going to save it and then scrap the deck because it's about done for. So, we'll have to see. And the green mower, the one I trash picked last year because that guy was getting ready to take it to the dump. Got a 3 horsepower Tecumseh. Ran great last year, and then I need to get it out and get it cleaned up and get it fired up again because it has been sitting all winter. Can't let those Tecumseh sit. They are super touchy about sitting, or else it'll just give you a hard time, like I said before. And the Murray Turo, the 1995 Briggs & Stratton motor off of a Murray. That's mounted on possibly a 1984 to a 1986 Turo deck, maybe a little newer than that. But who knows? It has the 1984 safety standard sticker. So it just made me think it could be an 84 or 85. Still got the gold and platinum spark plug in it from last year. I mean, it's still fire right up too. May have to take the cover off again. That's also the starter too, and re-lubricate it with transmission fluid. Because last time I ran it earlier this year, it screeched like a freaking dying eagle. Man, I just hate it when it sounds like that. This annoys the crap out of me. And the 91 tiller, it still runs great. Still got that intake manifold trouble. Hoping to fix that. Might have to sell the Murray to get parts, but we'll see. I mean, it still runs great. Even rototilled great, because I rototilled with it not too long ago. And the 1997 Murray push mower, and I still haven't got this one running yet. And I noticed it didn't have the primer bulb in the carburetor. Well, maybe we'll get one and then go from there. It's good enough for a kid to use it because the handle's a lot lower than me, than any other mower. The 1986 Coast to Coast, I haven't ran that thing in ages too. Last time I ran it, it ran great, but I think it leaks gas from the gas tank because I noticed there was a puddle of gas on the deck last time I ran it. It wasn't like leaking real bad, but it was like leaking slow or something. But other than that, I hope I can fix that. And this Craftsman here. This used to belong to my stepdad, and I gave him my 2001 Murray to him because this one was almost finally bit the dust. I don't know if the motor's still good. We'll have to see. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, there's the starter rope. Thought it snapped. Yeah, the front wheels are cross-eyed, and it's a 1998. I think it was a 98 Sears. I'm going to stand on the deck because I really don't care. Oh, yep, it's a 98 Sears Craftsman with a 1992 Briggs & Stratton motor. Definitely a good engine. Pretty tough, too. And the old 1977 Snapper, the oldest mower I got. Last time it ran was January of 2011 when I was picking up those leaves. It still runs great. Just need a muffler. And I need to put some more oil in it because it's got an oil leak possibly right around the valve chamber. The springs, you know, for the valves. Yep, leaks right around there. I may have to replace the gasket. But it's old, real old. I don't know how long it will keep going. That's why I don't run it much. But my gosh, that thing's like bulletproof. Got it for free in 2009 and worked on it in an auto shop class. And it fired right up after doing a few things. And the old Lawn Boy. I haven't fired that up in quite a while. I need to put possibly another blade on it because I noticed it was crooked. And maybe do some other maintenance to it because I don't know, it was kind of running gutless the last time I ran it. I hope I don't have any seals going bad on it because I don't know if you can get those for a Lawn Boy anymore. But we'll see. The Mastercraft, built in 1986, possibly in 86 because that's what the motor says on the code. It's a Briggs & Stratton. Looks like the motor looks identical to the Snapper, the 89 Snapper. Yeah, 20-inch cut. I was working on it earlier this year, and the tip for the two-legged armature to connect to the spark plug broke right off. That sucked, because I wanted to get it running. But oh well. I'll have to get another tip, or get a whole new two-legged armature, because it's old. And that 1990s Lawn Boy down there, I don't know if it's an early to a mid-90s. I still haven't got that thing running yet after buying it. Might be just good enough for parts, but we'll see. I just want to get it repaired professionally because Lawn Boys are my favorite lawnmower in the world because they're two-stroke. I hope I can get out of here. And underneath that tarp is the craft dozer. Haven't been in action since February when I tore it down so I can get the tires back on the 94 Sears. But I might light her back up early because I end up getting more tires for free, and I'm thinking about putting them on and then get the carburetor stuff all put back together and then put some gas in the tank. Actually put the tank back on and then put some gas in the tank and go from there. It will fire right up. Might smoke a lot too, because I had some oil spilled into the carburetor because I had the darn thing tipped over. Oh, and I need to put a belt back on it because I took the old one off because it was slipping really bad. Yep, there's carburetor bowl stuff, parts everywhere. Just all sitting right here to the side. At least it'll be safe. Just got to clean the carburetor bowl because it's just sitting out in the middle of nowhere. Yep, a tire to hold this tarp down and all that stuff. It's clean some old weed eaters. They're junk. I'm going to donate them to the high school auto shop too. Gosh, my throat's really acting up. But yeah, I think that's all the lawnmowers for now. I still got that 2007 pulling deck with that 2000 Murray, or not Murray engine, Briggs & Stratton motor off of Yard Machines. Wrong brand. It's in the back of my truck. There it is. Yep, the handle was off of the 96 Murray. And there's the 2000 Briggs & Stratton motor. I might put that on the Yardman, because that's still a good motor. It don't leak oil at all. And it's pretty darn powerful too. And there's that pulling deck, built in 2007. Gonna scrap that too. Just built too thin, that's the problem. Built like a freaking tin can. But I think that's it for the lawnmowers for now. So y'all have a good day, and bye-bye.